at the small forward position.
Thank you for tuning in this Sunday evening. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. A contest between conferences, Oracle Arena, Oakland, California, where the Warriors take their home floor.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
So Golden State will get the first possession. Pass to Curry. They double-team Curry. Dishes it to Bogut. The feed now to Rush. Lets it go with a three. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. And it's Irving at the point guard. Smith with it. And Love has it in the corner. Irving from long range. Cleveland gets it back. Kicks it out to Love. Second chance shot. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Well, for J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
And here's Smith following Draymond Green's three, and it's Smith penetrating. Shot clock at 5. Irving from long range. Another miss by Irving. The Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Curry gets the bucket.
Oh, terrific way to finish that move there, going to the basket.
Cavaliers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And it's Smith penetrating. It's stolen by Green. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Rush leading the charge.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
Now here's Love, and it's sent back by Bogut. Now the Warriors moving it up. Kicks to Rush from deep, but they recover it. It's Curry outside. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Kevin, just enough presence to bother that three-point attempt there.
Yeah, but for a guy that shoots it as well as he does, I'd say that is an easy look.
Now here's Mozgov, and up the court come the Warriors on the break. Green leading the charge.
And guys, you talk about ascendant stars in the NBA, none brighter than Steph Curry, the leading vote getter for the All-Star game a season ago. But what I love, he doesn't let it go to his head. I mean, he remains grounded and focused on winning.
What I like, though, about Stephen Curry also is his demeanor, Clark. He cheers on his teammates, keeps his head up through adversity. He does it all.
Yeah, he's pretty much unflappable. He's level-headed, and he puts his teammates first. That's what makes him a championship-caliber superstar.
And that's going to be a travel.
That's really a good picture of what not to do on those last two possessions. I mean, They're being way too casual with the ball.
It's going to cost them if they keep it up. They need to get back to playing smart basketball.
Here's Irving, drops in the breakaway layup. Irving's got his second basket of the game. Warriors leading by 3. Curry with them. Guarded now by Irving. All alone. And it's good on the layup.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Outside Curry. Takes the 3. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
And remember, you go back to when Steph Curry was in college, more of a shooting guard at Davidson, but he's worked relentlessly to not only improve his ball handling, but his vision. And now, all of a sudden, he's one of the most elusive ball handlers in the NBA.
And Curry, certainly, Clark, a magician with the ball in his hands. He can really supply the terrific handle, razzle-dazzle moves, crossovers. He has it all.
He sure does, but on occasion he can be a little loose with it and turn it over some. That's been a focus both by him and the coaching staff. Attack, but do it with precision.
Now Smith, following the three-point attempt by Kevin Love. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Warriors leading by 4. Tipped away. It's stolen by Smith. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it. The fast break chance.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Here's Curry with the 3. No good. Good D from Love.
You know, even against defense as tight as that, you expect him to bury those.
Yeah, I don't know, though, Clark. That defender was on him like glue on that possession. That would have been a heck of a bucket, even though we've seen him hit those in the past.
And here they come. Shot from 16, and it's Thompson that time on the assist by Rush. Rush has got 3 assists tonight. James, that's a 2-pointer. That's short off the rim.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Curry passes to Green. Back to Curry. Deep 2 from Rush. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Goes up the baseline, and it's Irving missing. Here's Golden State now. They're on a 16-6 run. Rush dishes to Bogut. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. No good with the triple. Here's Mozgov. And that does it for the first quarter. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range, he told us about his comfort.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that 3-point line if I have a.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an insanely great shooter. I mean, arguably, I don't think there's an argument. He's the best shooter in the world. The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this Splash brother to let her rip.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Warriors.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the intensity is carried over into their ability to get out in passing lanes and really be disruptive in terms of their opponent's offense.
On the floor for Cleveland getting going here in the second. LeBron and Love with the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Mozgov in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now the pass to Love. Back to Mozgov. Passes to Love. Here's Smith. Rush grabs the miss.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And for LeBron James, a remarkable step. Greg, he had increased his field goal percentage for 7 consecutive seasons going into 2014.
Yeah, a steep decline last season, though, back below 50%. Was it just the challenge of new teammates and a new system, or the mileage he's accumulated? This season may start to answer that question.
Warriors leading by 7. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
The Cavaliers have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Curry with the steal. Drops in the breakaway layup. Curry's got 6 here in this quarter.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really, a few more of those, and this game could be over. I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
The offensive rebound. Here's Irving, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And it goes on Draymond Green.
It's been a great game for Irving tonight. He has 11 points, and he has been the definition of a thief with all those steals.
And Clark, defensively, he has played this game just so intelligently. I mean, he hasn't let them get away with any loose passes or sloppy ball handling.
Warriors leading by 5. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
It has been an erratic performance for him, just erratic. I mean, he's racking up the turnovers and has taken a step back for every step forward.
The drive by Love. Warriors with the rebound. Bogut's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game.
LeBron James.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Curry wide open. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
Well, the term dream season can be applied to Steve Kerr's first year. Comes in and sets a franchise record in wins, and also wins a title for the Warriors in his first year. Still unreal.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. And for Kerr, so much was made of how much pressure he had to face to get the Warriors to improve. Inheriting that team from Mark Jackson. Greg, those are good points. He passed that test, though, Clark, I think, with flying colors.
Well, first time that a rookie head coach has won a title since the NBA's inception. I think that says it all right there.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. LeBron James on the way. Jacks up a 3. And the Cavaliers call time here. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years. Ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly. So far, his shot selection has been questionable. A lot of tough contested shots. If I'm coaching, I might sit him down for a minute.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Here is Verija. Pass to Thompson. The foul called on Festus Ezeli. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Jefferson kicks to Verija. Shot clock at 5. Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Jefferson.
And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors.
And Andre Iguodala with the slam.
I tell you what, you gotta love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Jefferson, that's for two. Hits the front of the rim and out.
It goes without saying the Warriors set franchise records all over the place with their play. Their win total being the highest ever, but also of note it was the first time they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. They seem to truly have arrived as a top-notch franchise in this current state of the NBA.
Back to Shumpert, fires the three. The shot no good. So Golden State will take it the other way.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
And there's the 3-second violation. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. That is good.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And they've gotten good looks, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward. Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team perfectly because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. 34 seconds left to play here in the half. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Smith. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith.
Golden State ball.
There's 25 seconds left in the first half of the game. And Curry, here we go. And the wide open shot from Green. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists now in this one. And Love has it in the corner. Can they get it? Draymond Green with the rebound.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way.
And so pretty lopsided.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game through the first half, that's for sure. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined again by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The first half was all about Stephen Curry. He ended up with 19 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think? Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
They were brick city, and it was painful to watch. Weak shooting starts to get contagious, and they were struggling all over the place. They got to work on getting more high-quality chances, more layups, fewer prayers.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
And really, all of a sudden, he's becoming their best distributor, doing a great job of orchestrating their offense.
Greg, typically that's not the role he usually plays, and I'm not sure how comfortable he is in it, but they've needed him to make some plays today, and he's been able to do it to his credit.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And Golden State looking at who they've got. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Rush in at the 3 spot. The Cavaliers trail by 17. Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
And it's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession.
Cavaliers ball. 3 points, Dragons.
Here's Smith. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
And I really have always felt Draymond Green was one of those unique players. I mean, he kind of a tweener in terms of that small forward, power forward at only 6'7". But he's got toughness. The long arms enable him to defend bigger guys. And also the basketball IQ. You can never discount the importance of understanding what you're doing when you're on the floor.
Here's Dellavedova, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And here are the Warriors now.
And, you know, they don't want to give the ball handlers any room.
Yep, that's what full court man-to-man is all about now. All pressure, all the time.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And with Draymond Green, he can defend inside. He can cover on the perimeter. I mean, his versatility at both ends of the floor also a huge asset. And you can't have a higher basketball IQ than he does. It really helps him excel at all facets of the game. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
A different look now for Cleveland. LeBron, he's checked in for Jones. Iman Shumpert has come in for J.R. Smith. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Thompson passes to Curry. Some nice passing by Golden State here. There's the 3. Bogut kicks to Rush. Thompson outside. Here's Curry with the 3. Warriors the rebound.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Bogut kicks to Rush. Now the dish to Curry. To the paint. Tries yet again. And Green with the lay-in. Green's got 8 points.
They probably would like to get their points on the first shot, no doubt, but they keep chasing down their misses.
Well, listen, you're going to always miss shots, so you'll take the extra effort because it pays big dividends when you can control that offensive glass.
And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That's foul number 2 for him. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Shumpert dishes to Love. And Curry, here we go. Shot's good. Curry's got 9 points here in the second half.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor. They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Back to Irving on the wing. Shumpert. Love outside. He feeds it to Shumpert. Pulls it up. And it doesn't even draw iron.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
And it's Golden State's ball. They're on a 13-4 run.
You know, one of the more impressive things that we know about LeBron James is that he is one of the great leaders in the NBA. His voice carries a lot of weight, And he hasn't been shy about raising his voice on social issues either. Good to see.
Here's Mozgov, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his second personal foul.
And speaking of LeBron's leadership, trying to will this Cavs team to a title, one of his greatest challenges.
And Kevin, the expectations are just so high. He may have had less talent around him in his first stint in Cleveland, but after winning titles in Miami, anything less seems like a step backwards. Mozgov, guys, was specifically sought after by his coach, Dave Blatt. Remember, Mozgov was a favorite of his from when Blatt coached the Russian national team.
Well, this run largely the result of offensive rebounding.
And offensive rebounding typically is about effort. They are just flat out playing harder.
Here's Shumpert. No good on the 3. Mozgov and Blatt with a close connection from their international play. Mozgov was a big part of taking home a bronze medal. Remember Clark back in 2012 with Blatt?
Yeah, exactly. In Russia, and now again with the Cavs, Mozgov is showing that Blatt has great confidence and trust in his ability, and that's wonderful for a player.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And remember Klay Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, a former #1 pick out of Minnesota. Growing up, he was the smallest of his brothers and thereby took his lumps when they played hoops. But he said that challenge helped him to develop into the player he is today.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until the defense puts up a little more resistance, they ought to continue to pound them down low.
And yes, sir, that one drops. 32 points for Steph Curry.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
The drive by LeBron. Another miss by LeBron.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
And as we conclude the 3rd quarter, pretty much a...
Oracle Arena, let's keep it going.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. The Warriors shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the 4th quarter. Filling out the wings, it's Shumpert, LeBron. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. And it's Irving at the 1 spot. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now. And it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Curry with him. He's picked up by Irving. And that's good. Steph Curry for 3. Curry's got 37.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
To the inside, here's Mozgov.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there. Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home.
I tell you what, he's lucky on that one that he got away with maybe not picking up a tee.
Curry's shot is good.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Way to stay alert and grab the long rebound.
And they're running. Here's Thompson. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin. But you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
Curry attacking. They double-team Curry. And stolen by Kyrie Irving.
They're doing well overall, but the turnovers have been the exception.
Yeah, it has been, and they've been able to overcome the carelessness to this point, but I'm sure the coaching staff wants that to get cleaned up right now.
And for Irving, he did come into last year hot. I mean, he won the MVP in international play while with Team USA. You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Straight frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions, a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball.
5 to shoot, and there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And for Kyrie, taking home the MVP in a Team USA tourney like that, it's a huge ego boost. I mean, of all the stars on that team, he shined the brightest, and I think that's going to help his confidence for this year.
Williams, he's checked in for Kyrie Irving.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
And the Cavaliers call time here.
Boy, I tell you, the Warriors did something that no other team had ever done before. They ended the regular season ranked first in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense. Essentially, they were the best offensive and defensive team in the league. Remarkable.
And the Warriors with some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for Bogut. McAdoo comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Iguodala in for Thompson. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Tristan Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. Jefferson's checked in for LeBron. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Iman Shumpert. Last season for the Warriors really dominated from beginning to end to lead the league and Greg, both offensive and defensive efficiency.
And Kevin, a lot of people knew the Warriors were good at offense. I mean, but they've been equally as good defensively over the past few seasons. Kind of flying under the radar for whatever reason. Not the case going forward.
Curry's been able to continue his game. He's got 42 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those three-point shots.
You said it. His long-range jumpers are having a deadly effect.
Jefferson passing to Varejao. No one near Smith as he lets it go. No good on the triple. Warriors have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. That drops. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Jefferson has a wide open look, and Brandon Rush hits the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. And Smith gets double teamed. Shoots over Curry. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And that's now 8 points for J.R. Smith.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
It's stolen by Jefferson. And Thompson kicks to Smith. Lets it go with a 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Curry dishes to Thompson. McAdoo inside, working on Smith. They get it back. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line.
You know, it was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. I mean, he had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
And of course, Mo Williams, Clark, shipped to the Hornets for their playoff push and helped out there.
I thought overall, Kevin, Mo had a really strong year given his age. probably his most productive season since his early 20s.
So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing.
And guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of a season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
Timeout called the Warriors.
And you know what? That Warriors point differential was helped out a lot by their play at home. The home differential was almost +15 points per game. A lot of blowout wins. Scary thing is they set their starters in the fourth so often, they could have made those numbers even higher had they wanted. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Warriors.
2 great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Curry. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand. This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of surge.
The 3 from LeBron.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Here's Green, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game. And the official signaled a backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. No good on the second free throw. Williams against Bogut, and now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Down low, Thompson left side. Here's Livingston. Can't get it to fall. So we see the Warriors taking the game here.
Congratulations on this.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Stephen Curry. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled them during the second half.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I'm getting jealous, and he feeds off that support.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting